Hey guys, hi, how you doing? Sorry this is taking so long to get out. This is my third time trying to record this video because the first time I did it, the lighting was I did it downstairs and the lighting was horrible. I mean, you couldn't hardly see anything or hear anything on the video. And then the second time I did it, I got through it, I was trying to upload it and it kept just blinking in and out, in and out, in and out on the video. And I was like, there's no way I'm publishing that one. Third time's a charm, right? Okay, so this is excuse me, 7th grade curriculum review, we'll call it. I'm going to tell you what we used and how it worked for us. So I got this big stack of these books right here. The classic American speeches. I hope my head's not getting cut off, but maybe I should sit down. So we had the classic American speeches and the complete works of Shakespeare. And those two books, we only read a couple things out of them. Kind of part of our morning time. We didn't do morning time all year. I planned on it. It just never works out for us. So I think it's just something that I'm going to tell myself, you know what? My son is playing games downstairs and he doesn't know I'm recording. So you are going to hear him probably off and on. Hold on, I'm going to ask him to please be quiet. Hey Dave. What? I'm recording up here, so be quiet, okay? For a few minutes. Okay, so anyway, the morning basket didn't do too well for us. I've tried it for years. It's something that we can't seem to fit in our schedule. When he was younger, it worked, but since we've gotten older, it just hasn't. So I think I'm just going to put it to the wayside and try something different. I don't know. Okay, so then this next stack of books are the books that he actually read this year. There's actually more than this. These are what we own, and then he also checked out books from the library. I know one of them was a book on Pocahontas, and I don't remember what the rest were. But anyway, we did library books too. So he read Where the Red Fern Grows, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the first book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Time Machine, War of the Worlds. Oh, you know what? That Harry Potter was the second. This is the first Harry Potter. So he read the first and second Harry Potter, Call of the Wild, The Borrowers Afloat, Tarzan, the Apes, and My Side of the Mountain. He liked most of these books. His favorite was Where the Red Fern Grows. And one book, The War of the Worlds, he read it and he's like, Mom, I just don't like this book. And I said, well, let's read a couple more chapters. Well, I wasn't reading it, but he was. Why don't we read a couple more chapters, and then, you know, if we can't really get into it, then we'll just pick something else. Because there have been a few books that he just absolutely cannot get into. And, you know, I've done that too. So, but he read 2 more chapters, and then he's like, well, I want to read a couple more, and by halfway through the book, he's like, it's not my favorite book, Mom, but I enjoyed reading it. So, you know, don't give up. Now we did French this year, and these little French vocabulary study cards, there's 1,000 cards. I think I got this for $10 last year. I thought it was a great deal, and they worked wonderfully. We've only went through a tiny bit of them, but, you know, they have the French word and then what it means in English. So we've been working through those. So this I feel was a good buy because it's going to last us for a while, and it was fairly inexpensive. These, I think I've told you before, we started these books and we stopped because it just wasn't clicking with Dave. So we started them, we stopped them, and then we started them again at the end of the year. At the end of the year, he was doing a little better with them and kind of liked them a little better. So I will probably carry these We'll have 2 handwriting curriculums for him this year, but I mean that's okay. We're not going to do them both at the same time, but you know, have him do one, have him do the other, because I have found out that he needs regular practice in his cursive reading and writing. But anyway, these were inexpensive, super inexpensive, and actually they're really nice. So they just have practice, and as you go through, I think this one's the second book. I can't find it on here right at the moment. But yeah, I'm thinking this is the second workbook, and it's still working with mostly letters. And as you go through the workbooks more and more, you get into words and sentences. So this, I don't remember how much I paid for this. I know pretty sure, I don't even remember now. I want to say it was maybe $11 or so. I don't know. And I don't even remember where I ordered them from. I'm sorry. But they are the Spencerian penmanship. So this is like the teacher book. And then they have the workbooks. And I want to say these are sold separately, but I think this was maybe $5 and this was maybe $11. So I didn't think it was that expensive. We're still going to use it. It wasn't a complete failure, but yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's a in the middle thing. And then we actually really liked Adventures with the Microscope. We didn't really get into it a whole lot. I plan on continuing this year with it. I figure even if we only get a little here and a little there, that's okay. You know, it's nothing that he has to do, but it was pretty interesting. It was we liked this, and we're going to continue with this. And then we got some of these little books. Let's see. These are little books, like favorite childhood poems. We really enjoy these little books like this. 100 words every middle schooler should know. So we would just look up the words and try to find different ways to use the word, a new word we didn't know. And then I had found this real cheap, I think maybe, I don't know, $1 or so at a thrift store, and I had picked this up before I bought that big old Complete Works of William Shakespeare. So I think Dave is getting a phone call, and I'm going to bet it's my husband. But so we got Much Ado About Nothing, and then Aesop's Fables. We like to read through these some too. And then he was reading through. We were reading together. What's the Big Deal? Why God Cares About Sex. So those were all good. We used this just a little bit. I've actually bought this years ago, and I've used it throughout the years for different projects and stuff. So it, this is about the Joshua, the books. It's the books of history. So then it's got purpose and theme, the key verse, main people, outline, and what if it's happening kind of timeline. And if you turn it over, it's got some information on the conquest of Canaan, and then it goes on to Judges. It just gives you a little more, like, I guess, the maps, charts, and timelines and illustrations from the Bible. And they're reproducible, so you can copy them and use them. We used a tad bit of this, and we've used a tad bit of this for a couple years. Did a little discussion. It's a good little discussion, and we'll probably use both of these again this year. Good little discussion starter. That's what I was trying to think about this. That's what I was trying to. This I bought at Barnes & Noble for $15, and I really like it because we can go in here and we can look, and it'll give us, say, the world at a glance between 500 BCE to 4 to 500 CE. And then it just tells you all the stuff that happened, and then it tells you the politics and powers, geography and environment, culture and religion, science and technology, and people and society. So, and it has little tidbits about all kinds of stuff. This is something that, again, we're going to go and use for a while. the Children's Atlas. I bought this when we first started homeschooling, and I tell you what, this has been wonderful. We have used it every year since I've had it, and it's been a good little atlas for us. It's easy to use. Has the different, world, earth and space, the landscape of the world, climate of the world, population of the world, rich and poor, and then goes on to tell you about each of the continents and the countries, and that again we'll use until we no longer do. Art with a Purpose. Now this is the Art Pack 5, and this is from Rod and Staff. This is very inexpensive, and we've used it for years now. Sometimes we'll get in it and he did most of the drawing stuff out of this. We're just teaching him to draw things, but so we'll probably finish that up this year, just to finish it. I bought this last year, and I think I used one page out of it. We like the Spectrum math books. I don't see anything exactly. I know they go by state standards, so they're Common Core. I know some people really stay away from it, but all in all, we use them, and if it's a Common Core teaching, then I just use the actual problems on the page, and we do it our way. So it just kind of saves me from having to print out extra workbook pages off the computer, basically. But there's a lot in this that he will still be able to use this year with pre-algebra. So I don't think that's probably what we'll do. We'll use a lot of it this year. Pre-algebra. This was not a must-have though. If you have a 7th grader and they need more math instruction, something like this would do. But if you have a complete curriculum, really you don't need an extra math book. This was our gold for math in 7th grade. This was a wonderful teaching tool. We're going to continue through 8th grade with this workbook, plus I'm going to use Easy Peasy's Math and Khan Academy for pre-algebra. So I had all of this at my disposal, so I didn't think economically wise that I needed to buy another math curriculum. When this works well, he did very well at math last year, and he really excelled. So, and this is for middle school and high school years, so this goes through pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, I think geometry 2, not geometry 2, algebra 2, I can't remember, but we loved it because it has review problems, and then these are speed drills this is for addition, this is for times tables. So if you have a student that needs more practice in that, that's great. We every once in a while would do these, and every once in a while we would do these. Our main focus was getting our new assignments done, and up here it kind of tells you what to do on this, and this has been enough for us. This has been enough to say, oh, okay, this is what we need to do, and this is what we got to do. And with these books, they do have accompanying videos for some of them, and we've used those too. But this has been a really good find for my son for math. These little things are just, let's see, these, I have just used these, and these are about done. I mean, these probably, last year was probably the last year. There's not much left to them. He read all that actually, but we'll keep that. But these are little just worksheets, and we may do some more of these, I don't know. But these are pretty much done, but they were good. This I got from Dollar Tree. Real simple little worksheets. If you are doing a certain subject or a certain topic, that's what I'm looking for, a certain topic, say you were learning about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. Well, here's a little extra worksheet if you wanted to see what they learned, and then also there's a little word search for the Civil War era word search, and just fun little things like that. And then this was, I got this in 4th grade. He used it a little in 4th, he used a little 6th, and we used it a little 7th, and like I said, there's not much left to it. So I just retire that. I don't know, maybe this is some more, I'm not sure. Geography, we'll still use this. We did use some of this. This workbook, it does take, the pages in this actually take quite a bit of time. for us. Some of them didn't, but some of them do, because you have to actually get your atlas out and figure out where the places are. So we will continue to do this geography work this year. French, this has been a great French book. We haven't done a whole ton in it, but it has been an easy to use French resource for us. We got this grammar book. We're almost all the way through this grammar book because he really liked this grammar book. It was easy for him to do. He could get it, read the directions, and do the page, and had no problems whatsoever with it. It says 7th and 8th grade. Like I said, there's not a whole lot left to this, so we will probably finish this year, along with whatever. And I don't know why I still have the Spectrum 5th grade math book up here. Couldn't tell you. It actually got mixed in with the rest of these books, but again, I had bought this in 5th grade. Don't know why it's up here. Got mixed in with the books, actually. I didn't even know I still had that. So, along with this, we started out using Easy Peasy for science, history, and like grammar, reading, writing, stuff like that. And it worked well. We used it for quite a while, and then we just decided we were done using it, and we used some of these workbooks. So, Easy Peasy was a good resource. So I say all in all, we had a really good great 7th grade year. These are great resources, and that's really all I got to say about that. So, next, I just began getting my new curriculum, so soon I'll be getting that together and showing you guys what's coming up in the 2017-2018 8th grade year. Yay! Alright, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye.